Hello, my dear fellow investors. Thank you once again for tuning in. I hope you all still having a phenomenal day weathering these fantastic market conditions. As usual, this is not financial advice, it's just for experimental and entertainment purposes. And let's get to it. Well, it was a very interesting start of the week. Massive pullbacks, lots of uncertainties, and uncertainties create lots of panic. But we are no stranger to panic, so let's reevaluate our positions and make some moves. So, considering the red days we had, I'm going to take some action to control the controllables. I mean, the market is going to do what it's going to do, and we just react and adapt, right? So, my goal in this situation is to attempt to control the bleeding, okay, or some of the bleeding at least. And how am I going to do that? Well, we have different options that we can attempt, but personally, the most calculated one for me was to roll my positions and watch how the market performs for the rest of the month and after. Okay. I'm going to share the steps that I took to reposition our contracts and limit further exposure to losses. Okay. I'm also going to discuss the reasoning behind the decisions as well as how I'm going to manage those contracts throughout the market behavior. Okay. What is my goal? My goal is to get my collateral back on track to continue generating income. Okay, because the positions that I rolled here, I rolled them out, way out. And what does that mean? That means that I'm not going to be able to collect any premiums until either I roll them back in or I buy those contracts back. Okay, the problem right now is, well, the market. The share price of MSTY right now is very unpredictable. So because it's so unpredictable, I have to wait and see what's going to happen. Okay. Alrighty. So as I mentioned, I rolled some positions down and out for the simple fact that I did not want to get assigned the shares of MSTY without finalizing its support level. Okay. Now, I discussed this in my first video when I evaluated MSTY and its line of support. The 52-week low stood at 1894, I believe. Here, we can take a look at it. Oh, here we go. It is no longer 1894. Now it is 1832. Okay. But honestly, only the market will determine that. Okay. Since the market has been red for the last week, since it's actually it's been 2 weeks, so since it's been down for 2 weeks, I decided to roll out some of my contracts and let the market do what it does. Once I see MSTY stabilizing, or better yet, recovering, then we'll start making some moves again on those two contracts that I rolled out. Okay, there they are, right there. Now, I rolled some positions down and way out all the way to July with the goal of avoiding assignment at a higher strike price. I was able to bring my strike prices from $24 down to $22 and collected a bit of premium for both positions. Now, I do have other reasons why I did why I selected or I chose to extend those contracts out besides avoiding assignment. Number one, I want to sit back and wait to see MSTY's performance throughout the remaining of the month and, of course, the month of March. I personally feel that MSTY hasn't declined to its bottom yet. So rolling out those two contracts gives the fund the necessary time to move and hopefully reach either its support level, or if it's going to start uptrending, then we can actually get back into it. Okay. But for the meantime, I just want to sit back and wait and see what's going to happen. Okay. Because right now Yeah, this market right now is super 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 um is crazy. It's crazy. All right, that's all there is to it. We don't. It's very very unstable. So that was one of the reasons behind that. Okay, now number two. If I would have gotten assigned the 200 shares at the 24 strike price, not only would I be back holding, as you can see right now, I would be back holding, okay, but margin interest becomes active. So now I'll be paying interest just to back hold, and sincerely, that's a no go for me. Okay, I'm not going to be paying interest on margin if I have to back hold. Sure, I can attempt to do some cover calls, but the premiums for cover calls out of the money is basically non-existent, to be honest with you, not at this time. Okay, right now cover calls, unless you are doing them at the money, then you might be able to get some a little bit of premium, but I am not gonna sacrifice the capital gains or losses, my cost basis in order just to generate some income, okay? Because that would be it would defeat the purpose. Okay. Now, um we or I also consider the possibilities that Misty may continue to decline, leading us into a margin call. You know that margin calls are not fun. You already seen my previous video on that margin call. You get limitations, now you get restrictions, and emotionally is not fun. Okay. Um, there you basically sometimes you have to either deposit more capital to cover the deficit of your margin balance, or you might have to sell some of your positions in order to fulfill the margin requirements. And yeah, it's just a hassle. Okay, we don't want to deal with any of that. So to avoid all of that drama, I just rolled my contracts and see what happens. Now, the last reason why I decided to roll was because we already know that on March 15, declaration date happens. So you know after declaration comes the NAV erosion. And this might be a disadvantage to us or against us, depending where Misty's share price stands at the time. Okay, because we don't know how Misty is going to be behaving in the next 2 weeks. Who knows? Maybe it's in the 18s. Who knows? Maybe it'll go below the 18s. Maybe in the 17s or 16s. And if I would have let those two contracts get assigned at the 24 strike price, we are going to be way out of the money. And that's one thing I want to avoid. Okay. All right. So there you have it. This wraps it up for today's video. I hope that I was able to keep you engaged. I hope that this strategy that I'm applying to it works out. Once again, this is not financial advice. This is just for experimental and entertainment purposes. Please do your due diligence before you start investing in any fund, especially now on this market. This market is very, very dangerous to be navigating in. Okay, like, subscribe if you like the content. One thing I would like for my viewers to comment down below. What kind of strategies are you utilizing to get you through this, to this massacre that we are experiencing right now in the market? Share. I would like to know. Okay. I wish you nothing but the best in your investments, and I'll see you on the flip. Strategic investor out checking out. Take care.